Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today I want to get into BTS at the White House and what people are saying. I also want to get into Jungkook deleting his IG and then some new updates on the V and dating rumor. There's a lot to talk about here. So hater or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, the tea-spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is the White House and BTS appearing there. There was something that was so hugely covered, and I think for the next few weeks or so we will be hearing about everything that comes out. So if you aren't aware, May 31st, BTS will be attending the White House to talk about Asian hate. Biden personally invited them, and it was very exciting as they will be making history with this. By the time this video is out, likely they would be at the White House already. The official meeting with BTS and Biden is going to be closed press. I know a lot of people, including myself, were hoping for a live stream of the event and conversation, but it looks like that won't happen. Closed press means it won't be live, no photos or news that will be in that room with Biden and BTS. That doesn't mean that BTS won't post anything or that nothing will be recorded, because BTS staff will likely be there and they may be allowed. And there could be some clips and stuff that will come out and maybe posted on BTS's YouTube channel. This is mostly just wishful thinking. We have no idea if they will or will not. The reason why I think they are doing closed press for the official Biden meeting is because both Biden and BTS are extremely sensitive people, meaning most people either hate Biden or love Biden, and a similar position that BTS is in. There aren't too many people who have a general opinion of BTS. It's either you love or you hate. And also BTS is very political in the sense that they represent Korea. For this reason, it is best to have a closed press, as what if Biden says something controversial or can be seen as insensitive because of cultural differences. And the same can go if BTS says something. Likely no harm would be intended by either side, but we know how the internet takes things sometimes. And both the president and BTS would probably be more relaxed knowing it's not public. However, I would argue and say it's still better to have the meeting live, because just the amount of people that would tune in would raise such a huge awareness on this issue. And also, obviously, BTS would be able to talk about some racial things that maybe someone who is not Asian just wouldn't be aware that that is something that occurs. It is a missed opportunity, I think, to not stream this or even have news be able to document it, considering it's such a huge moment. But it's not completely undocumented. The press briefing will be live, and by the time this is out, it is likely live. And hopefully if it's over, they will keep it on the channel. That would be fun to be able to look back and rewatch. There was also definitely a lot of mixed reactions with BTS being invited. I'm not sure if the reactions were over BTS or just over Asians being invited. But since the topic is about Asian hate, who would people prefer to go if not BTS? Are people just upset that Asian hate is being talked about because, according to most people, Asian people still don't receive any hate? I have no idea. But everything was mostly okay. A lot of politicians were extremely excited about BTS, and some were probably hoping to meet BTS too. A few politicians tweeted out about their love of BTS, and some of the replies were kind of degrading in a way, saying that BTS fans are only young kids, and other people just kind of mad that BTS is going to the White House instead of them dealing with more pressing issues. I can understand this. There was a big shooting that just happened, and people are rightfully very upset about maybe the lack of action on what is being done by the political parties. So I can understand people being upset. But keep in mind, BTS is not simply a group that is just big right now. Even though the conversation is around pop stars visiting the White House, BTS represents Korea and all the political things that come with being Asian in a foreign country. So I do think it's an important topic to discuss. Obviously, people in the government can do multiple things in one day, and likely Biden and the political parties have various things to do earlier and after that day other than just meet with BTS. Of course, I definitely was surprised to see the lack of racist comments or less racist comments, which is always a good sign of some acceptance. Right before BTS flew to DC, Jungkook actually flew to New York to work on something, allegedly. And apparently Charlie Puth was also there, so people figured that the two are working together on a song. However, songs are often recorded independently, especially during a collab, because each artist might be more comfortable in their own studio. So people ruled out a collab because of that, but others think it's a bigger collab than just a feature. Jungkook was seen at the Korean airport with a staff member who was recording Jungkook walking through. Typically, the members don't have a camera recording at the airport. This is because there will already be plenty of footage of Jungkook at the airport. But people theorize this is because Charlie and Jungkook might be filming a music video. And this makes sense why he'd have to fly all the way over there to New York, because they obviously are going to be together to film a video. These are all just theories for now. But something strange happened where Jungkook deleted his Instagram photos, like all of it. So currently the account is bare. People were wondering or thinking that this was Jungkook's way of saying that he is no longer going to be on Instagram, that he has given up on IG. But if he didn't want to be on IG anymore, he would simply delete the account, but the account is still up, meaning he probably will be back. And I actually don't think anything is deleted. I think maybe he just archived them, meaning they can come back. People were also saying to not give Taeyang any ideas, as Taeyang loves to hit that delete button. There's a lot of theories floating around as to why Jungkook did this, but the main and likely one is that Charlie Puth often deletes things before a comeback, and in general deletes a lot. So maybe this is Jungkook's way of being like, something's coming. So I do think he'll be back. But let me know how you feel about that, or if you think he just said no more IG. The airport was a topic of conversation, a big topic of conversation, because a lot happened. Jungkook obviously appeared by himself, which is enough to get people talking, and then the reason why they're even taking the trip is enough to get people talking. But when BTS members appeared at the airport without Jungkook, all eyes ended up actually being on Taeyang. Given the recent big controversy of Jennie and Taeyang, people felt like there was no way Taeyang didn't know all eyes were going to be on him. Taeyang doesn't typically wear earrings at the airport, and typically I would vote against wearing earrings on the airplane, as everything swells when you're up in the air, so it can be a bit uncomfortable. But anyway, people immediately saw that Taeyang was allegedly wearing a Chanel ear cuff. This was discovered allegedly by a dispatch-related company and posted about the ear cuff and what they were called and where to buy. This ultimately ended up being connected to Jennie and the fact that Jennie is the ambassador of Chanel and has publicly worn those ear cuffs and promoted that line. So then it became rumored that the rumor was true because Taeyang must have gone into Jennie's room or apartment and taken those ear cuffs, I guess. And of course, theories like Taeyang knows what is going on, and this was his way of feeding into the rumors and admitting it. Since Taeyang and Big Hit have been so silent, people think that this is the statement. But if he does know and is wearing it for a statement, I see it as almost mocking the statement. He's being like, oh, this will make everyone go crazy, because at the end of the day, a dating rumor is not a death sentence. Please stop calling this dating rumor a scandal, and please stop anyone who is referring to this as a scandal. A scandal refers to when a celebrity touches a kid. A scandal is when an idol engages in domestic abuse or drinks and drives. A scandal is not dating. Referring to dating as something the same as what I just mentioned is not okay. Stop this. And using the word scandal for dating makes the younger audience really believe that dating is this horrible thing. And I've seen people compare a dating scandal to the same as if the idol murdered someone. This is why Jennie is getting death threats right now. Kids are thinking she did something as bad as murder because people are saying scandal. I also don't think Taeyang took Jennie's ear cuff. I've said this previously, where there is a likelihood that the two have the same stylist, and if this is a new Chanel line, the easiest thing Taeyang could wear to show that he is up to fashion and a fashion icon is to wear the new Chanel line. Airport fashion is typically used as a moment to show that an idol is very fashionable and knows how to dress well. Clothes worn at the airport often sell out, which was the case for Taeyang this time as well. Now, the claims also imply that Taeyang keeps up with whatever Jennie does. I mean, people already think this because he accidentally followed her, but I do believe it was an accident, and as you're scrolling and you see the suggested, you might accidentally hit follow. So that can happen. It doesn't mean that Taeyang is on Jennie's page and or keeps up with all the fashion trends that she does and then copies that. I think to an extent, the idol is allowed to do their own research and wear what they want, but ultimately for looks at the airport or looks that are going to be front page news, the team will approve of everything. And I am assuming the team simply just thought Taeyang wearing Chanel was simply Taeyang wearing Chanel. But what do you think? Do you think this ear cuff was taken because Taeyang and Jennie were together, or do you think it's just them two wearing Chanel's new line? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. I think it says lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.